children at a picture show, perhaps your child. These unique pictures taken during actual performances show you how they react to different films, to a comedy, a thriller. These pictures reveal subconscious reactions.
Their conscious reactions are sometimes quite different. I'm Julius Evans from California. My wife Joan and I had an opportunity of talking about films to some London children.
What kind of pictures do you generally like?
A mystery or a cowboy.
Mystery or cowboy? What about love stories?
Don't like them.
Why not?
Don't know, I just don't like them.
Which film do you like best?
I like all of them.
You like all of them? Do you like cinema that much?
Yes.
Which do you like better, television or cinema?
I like both.
Cowboy films, when there's a lot of love in it, I don't like that at all.
You don't like love?
What about you?
Well, I don't like it much either.
You don't? Why not?
Well, it's not natural when they have it on the films. They overemphasise it, and it's not natural at all.
Oh, I see.
What do you like best in the films?
Well, I
What
like
sort of
adventure. I like adventure stories best. Ones with the children in.
A weekly scene outside most neighborhood theaters in London. All over Britain, as at home, the children line up for Saturday morning matinees. But these children will be seeing a full-length adventure film featuring children, made especially for them from a fund set up by all sections of the British film industry. Each neighborhood house has a children's club which, apart from the film shows, encourages good citizenship, as you can guess from this club's song.
We come along on Saturday morning, knowing it's worthwhile, and members of the easy club we all intend to be. Good citizens when we grow up and champions of the free. We come along on Saturday morning, greeting everybody with a smile.
Quite an experience, though a little hard on the eardrums, to be the only grown-ups among hundreds of children. And watching them all together like this, we began to realize the very special nature of children's reactions to films.
After the show, we had a word with the theater manager and club uncle, Mr. Groves. Though we'd been very impressed with the club and the films we'd seen, we couldn't help wondering if this whole thing wasn't primarily an attempt to build up an audience for the future.
Our primary object is to show the best and most suitable films for boys and girls entertainment.
You really feel that's the
Yes,
purpose?
that is emphatically our prime objective. This club is part of the framework of a large organisation, the president of which is Lord Rank. He started it, and today still takes a great personal interest in the club movement.
Lord Rank, we understand you were a pioneer in making pictures for children, and we wondered what made you start that?
Well, we had about 400,000 children, or just over, in our cinema clubs on a Saturday morning, and I wanted to give them the very best entertainment that I could. And at that time, the only selection we had was westerns.
Was there anything wrong with westerns?
No, nothing wrong with westerns, but, you know, westerns are nearly all about grown-ups, and I thought they ought to see stories about young people. And, of course, children like seeing people of their own age in exciting stories.
I see. And so you decided to make these entertainment films especially for children. How did you go about it?
Well, I was very fortunate at that time because Miss Mary Field was doing work in our films for education for schools. And I got her to come along and talk about making these films, and we decided together to set up an advisory committee. And we got quite a lot of very well-known experts in child life and child psychologists, and we had, on the other hand, people from women's institutes and mothers' committees. And we set off with this committee, but they worked for some time and didn't produce anything. So I said, well, we've got to get going, Miss Field, we'll do something ourselves. And so we had an idea for a story and got some script writers to work, and we showed the script to the advisory committee. And they said, well, that's just too terrible for words. Neither of you know anything about children whatsoever. Well, I think that was a bit hard because I got grandchildren, and I had been a Sunday school teacher for over 30 years at that time.
So you really knew children.
So I thought I knew a little bit about child. Evidently, I didn't know anything. But we made the film and showed it to them. and they thought it was worse even than the script. So we were a little discouraged. I said, well, come on, let's show it to the children. They're really the people we're making the films for. And so we did that at the next Saturday morning at one of the clubs in their ordinary performance. And they liked it tremendously. They sat concentrated on the story the whole time, and they enjoyed it very much.
We were talking to Miss Mary Field, who has become an international authority on children's films. And we were fascinated, though a little skeptical about the things she had to tell us.
These theories.
They like action. They like practical, common sense action. And we do have violence because all children are violent. We have plenty of roughs and tumbles and fights and excitement, but we don't have vicious violence. We don't have close-ups. When people like you challenge us, you know, for evidence, we have actually got something that we can show. Because like you, I don't believe it when people say I know about children and films. We were lucky enough in 1951 to get a very good grant from the Carnegie UK Trust to carry through a piece of practical research that would give us real evidence. We photographed 10 different kinds of audience in Britain with infrared photography during 2 programs, one of commercial films, one of specially produced children's films. Of course, with infrared, the children didn't know they were being photographed. We took a random group in each cinema, and somehow the managers got the same children into the same seats each week. And we chose certain points in the programs, and we photographed the children at those points. And we took out the frame that was on the screen at the moment they were photographed. Each child was photographed 40 times. And we've got the background of the children, their family background, and we got a confidential report from the teachers, and we have got those photographs that can be shown, and of course one can argue about what they mean, but there is evidence. And when we are producing the films and the young directors want to make the pictures the one way, and I would like them to do it the other, I show them the pictures, you know, with the empty seat, and I say, all right, if you want your audience to be gone or playing on the floor, do it like that. That's what our evidence is and what it's based on.